Hey, cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button. Normally, I don't get too irritated about people stealing my shit. Normally, I don't. But I'm making an exception. They're selling, allegedly, that book online, and they're selling PDFs of your first 100 million online. And they're selling various other and sundry things from as little as $9.99 to hundreds, and there's a couple of things that are online for thousands. And and unless you go after them, you really have there's nothing you can do about it. And then even when you go after them, there's all kinds of ways that they can come back and repost it, etc. But the other thing is about at least half of these aren't really the book. It's just the cover. And the schmucks buy it, and then they realize they didn't get it, and then they complain to me. Which is the real rich part of it, you know? Not rich because I'm lining my pockets with money, but then they complain to me, and they see, Guthrie Castle, well, fuck, our number is listed. And so they bust my balls, not my balls, Kim's balls, or whoever unfortunate enough to pick up the phone. But that's the society we live in now. Later on today, John, right? Is today the day? Okay. He's going to tell you his story of success, laced with a little bit of tale of woe, because of the speed bumps he went through. We are... today after lunch, going to start on the big cases. And we'll start with Pixar because everybody will be done with Pixar by that time, all the 4 groups. And you'll see the difference in how you take the same information. Now, I just read an email, and the point I'm making is that I had time to read the email carefully of the kid that sent me that when he bought the assisted living, it was cash flowing $101,000 a month. And now expenses are $123,000 a month.
Negative? Whoa.
Something went sideways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the biggest thing that normally goes sideways is they don't tell you. They, even though it's part of the due diligence and reps and warranties and all that shit, but you can wipe your ass with reps and warranties unless you're going to go to court or unless you've got their money as part of a seller's note. But even if you've got their money, you're going to just pay them less, right? But you paying them less and still not making any money doesn't solve the problem. So you can go upside down if you're not careful, and that's why when you guys decide to do the due diligence yourself, you're taking a risk. Because then you got nobody to fucking sue. But when the big accounting firms do the due diligence, they got deep pockets. And I'm not saying that that's the only reason to use big firms, but it is a reason. And I read a couple more tales of, I get them at the end of the year, kind of like Christmas cards. How can you help me? I signed a note in my house and this, that, and the other thing for $3.6 million, and we haven't cash flowed in 6 months. Well, there's nothing I can do. And normally I just say, have you considered bankruptcy? And bankruptcy is not my first choice, ever. But when you've been fighting the wolves for 6, 7, 8 months, and you've run out of money, you're on a credit card debt, your parents aren't returning your calls, your brothers, sisters, and cousins aren't returning your calls because you've all milked them all. Bankruptcy, and then can be pretty favorable, the various bankruptcy laws, because they're there to protect you. And even though I've only, in all the years I've been in business, I've only taken one company into bankruptcy, and I took it out of bankruptcy about 10 months later. But we had a customer that on an acquisition we made that represented 60% of our business, and the customer stopped paying. And I'm sure we would have gone to court and we would have won, but 2-3 years later, and it doesn't do me much good. So remember, when you're going to do the due diligence yourself, because you're in a hurry or you're trying to save money, and you miss something, you're fucked. You have no recourse. And even though you may have really experienced people on the board that could do this in their sleep, the last time they did due diligence, they were probably working for a company that had $1 billion balance sheet instead of your Visa card that's got $16,000 on it. That's the financial backing your board has, whatever your credit cards add up to. And some of you are already, I don't mean you, but general public, some of you are already overdrawn on your credit cards, so they have no backing. Does everybody understand that? So even though I want you to get deals done, just remember, when you do the due diligence yourself, and now, just because I got a bunch of them all at the end of the year, they're forms of Christmas cards to me, it makes me want to repeat it to make sure you understand that. And when it's much better to have a BDO or a PricewaterhouseCoopers on the hook, so to speak. Then you have some recourse. Even if you're talking Brazilian to the brown faces, you got some recourse. The recourse in Brazil is a club. A club. Not joining a club, morons. I mean a club in the head, in the leg, you know. Or in some places, as one of you was describing yesterday over drinks, an AK-47 unloaded in the back of their head. That's another kind of recourse. Okay, but I don't know, I'm almost positive this isn't the real deal, other than they got a picture of Guthrie. I mean, I don't know if this is good or bad marketing. I think it's bad marketing because it's a lie. But when I discovered Torrent 7 or 8 years ago, I still remember we were in the Philippines. I don't know who told me, and I said, well, what does it mean? And it says, means that they're copying all the materials and they're putting it up for free online. And I didn't really register, and then I had some dinner, and then I went online. And I think Sally showed me, and then all our stuff was free the next Monday. Because really, when you sell product, it's a pain in the ass, because now they expect customer service. And I'm not real high on that. Why is everybody laughing? You know, fuck you, strong letter to follow. And when people, it's not like now. They buy this shit that's not mine and they expect us to replace it because only the first 2 or 3 pages are printed and the rest are blank. Well, I think they got fucked for a good reason. Fuck them. You know, I wish they paid $900 instead of $19 for it, and they got fucked. So they expect a new, fresh copy. Because in the old days, and when the product used to look like this, we would replace these, because you could wear them out. We replaced these. We had a lifetime, that was a stupid thing I ever did, lifetime replacement. What a fucking moron. Whoever fucking marketing genius taught me that, idiot. Instead of 1 year, 2 years, or something like that. But Dan has these. And yeah, and okay, we're going to break out early this morning so we can get work done. Any questions on anything? Is Raymond the only one not here? Okay, well, he's the oldest. Where's the second oldest? Where are you?
Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys like Marcus get what they deserve. You know.
Just say actually. Say something like that.
Actually, they get what they deserve. No, Marcus is the right way to say it. Actually, people like Marcus, individuals like Marcus, get what they deserve, or people like Marcus get what they deserve. Actually.
I think the first one.
The first one. Actually. Quite.
They quite deserve.
Quite.
Quite. Youth is wasted on the young.
Correct. There's only 3 of us in the room that understand that, because 2 that are over 50 and 1 that's over 70. And you think that old people just flap their lips. Wait until you're 55 or, you know, for some of you, it's so far in the distance. When I was reading Josh's email last night, he can't relate to even 40. He has trouble relating to 30. He thinks life ended when he turned 22. His life, it's past. We only have one 22-year-old in the room. Has your life passed you by?
Didn't feel like it.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious to me. Okay, any questions before we break out? Okay, kids. I will come around to see you. And lunch is obviously at 1 o'clock. Maybe it's not so obvious. And Marcus was telling me what the front of the room person eats for breakfast. He showed me this morning. And when I asked him, what are the people that are collecting the money at the back of the room getting? He says, nothing. Water. Excuse me. I stand correct. Water. Okay. Let's break out. Thank you.